He is wearing a hooped earring in one of his ears. He's a white male and will be quite distinctive from that. But in particular, I'm interested in anybody of that description who would have come home, possibly about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, who's got highly mud-stained or heavily mud-stained shoes, and possibly the bottom of his trousers are mud-stained. I would appeal for anybody who shares a house with this man to ring us in confidence so that we can take their information and evaluate it.
The victim has been treated in hospital and released. Bharat Patel, Central News, Belton in Leicestershire.
A diving centre is defending its safety record after the latest in a series of tragic accidents. Over the past 15 years, 16 divers have died there, 2 in the last fortnight alone.
The man died at Stony Cove Diving Centre in Leicestershire yesterday morning. It's the 16th death of the centre in 15 years and the 2nd this month. Police say the diver was a 28-year-old London man who is believed to have been a novice. But a diver who was there at the time of the accident said diving should not have taken place so far from the shore in the weather conditions.
There is not enough visibility on the water, and if the boat had gone out, they wouldn't have been able to see air bubbles that the divers were producing, and they wouldn't have known where the divers were.
And no matter whether there is brilliant visibility or reduced visibility, there are 3 people in that boat. One is the driver, one is the observer looking for other divers' bubbles. That is always something that we do.
The manager of Gildenberg Diving Centre near Peterborough is also critical of Stony Cove.
If there is an incident and a diver comes to the surface in distress and needing assistance, then it's impossible to see him from the shoreline, unless, of course, he's within the visibility distance.
The British Sub-Aqua Club says it's the responsibility of individual divers to know their own limitations and says diving is safer than many other sports. John Mitchell, Central News, Stony Cove.
Thousands of people from all over the country converged on Leicester this weekend for the annual Diwali celebrations. More than 6,000 lights lined the city's Belgrave Road, known as the Golden Mile. Diwali is the festival of light and is celebrated across the world. But outside of India, the biggest street party for Diwali takes place in Leicester. A magpie is proving that 1 is not for sorrow, instead it's a lucky number for him. Steve Beaton has a constant companion when he does his rounds tending his mini menagerie. But Merlin the magpie can only sense what's going on around him because he's blind. Merlin was found bedraggled and close to death when he was only a few days old. He's now getting used to his new home, and the rest of the household are getting used to him. Well, that's it from us for now. We're back at 6:15 tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows, the clear choice in any weather.
Hi there. Well, I heard some nice words to describe yesterday's weather. I heard some interesting ones describing today, but let's just put it down as flipping cold. In fact, we can put the whole week down as being much the same. The good news is, certainly by the end of the week, the daytime will actually look quite nice with cold autumnal sunshine. Nothing nice looking about tonight, though, not with those flannelette pyjamas you're going to be wearing, because temperatures will have dropped to around 3 or 4 Celsius by the end of the night. It's chilly. And then tomorrow should be a little better than today. Some brightness already coming through during the morning. Should have succeeded by the afternoon. Maybe just the very south of the region keeping some extra thicker cloud, but mostly looking all right. Not as cold as today, but still quite parky. The average for October's 13. We'll only get that at the very most tomorrow, so you wrap up. That's all. Good night.
The Central 7-Day Weather Line, 0336 40 40 10.
Travel update in association with Business Pages.
Good evening. Here's a look at the areas where you might get held up tomorrow. On the M4 in Wiltshire between junctions 16 and 17 there are lane closures on the southbound carriageway, and on the M5 in Gloucestershire you need to watch out for overnight work tonight and tomorrow night from junction 12 to 11A. Still on the M5, but this time in the West Midlands, there's major maintenance work on the M5, M6, Rahall and Wigmore viaducts, so expect to be delayed there. And sticking with the motorways, you'll find restrictions on the M6 in Staffordshire from junctions 14 to 15. Also in Staffordshire there will be roadworks on the A38 and the A5148 near Lichfield tomorrow. And lastly, a reminder tonight that work continues on the A41 Tindrick bypass in Buckinghamshire and to follow the diversion along the Buckingham Road. That's it. Good night.
Travel update with Business Pages, helping you to work.